Hi, y'all. So, I want to talk with you a little bit about the seed to seal process. If you haven't already heard, this is pretty much one of the basic principles for Young Living. It is distinct to Young Living, and I encourage you after this video to visit seedtoseal.com, and it'll talk to you all about the process. But honestly, when I came into Young Living, I was just excited to see what was in the bottles. They had worked for my friends and family members, and I guess I just didn't really think, well, why do they work? And the reason why is seed to seal. And then, secondly, I know that a lot of people are skeptical about Young Living, about the products, and that's totally understandable. But I hope that after learning about seed to seal, if you are skeptical, you gain a little bit more comfort to defeat that skepticism because um, truly there is comfort to be found in seed to seal. It's an incredible process, and it consists of 5 steps, which are seed, cultivate, distill, test, and seal. So I just want to walk through these, talk about what they mean. It really is a super detailed process. And I've said before, I'm not a big fan of science, not a big fan of research. That includes plants. I kill them all the time. Um, but I love this process, and I want to make sure that you understand it fully. But I don't want to mess it up by putting it in my own words because, quite frankly, I will mess it up, and this is way too important to mess up. Um, so let's talk about seed, the first step. Potent essential oils come from plant species that have been authenticated by Young Living and industry experts through scientific research, field study, university partnerships, and on-site planting certification. Selecting seeds that produce the highest value is a vital first step in our seed to seal process. You are being told that you're getting 100% pure therapeutic grade essential oils, and that is completely true. It is because of this process, and it is because they, from the start, from the moment they select the seed, it is a high quality seed. A lot of people ask about, we're not uh, certified, I guess would be the word, with the USDA. And so people ask why not? And they ask what Young Living does to ensure the premium quality of oils with therapeutic composition. So here's some answers about that. Young Living seeds are only original seed stock. They're not from modern hybrids. They're not GMOs. Organic certification only restricts most GMOs. So we're all concerned about, well, are the oils organic? Are the things in the oils organic? And that is definitely okay. But understand that Young Living's going above and beyond by, not doing these things. It only restricts most GMOs, the organic certification, but it can't guarantee the most hardy seed stock, and Young Living can with the seed to seal process. The second step is cultivate. Young Living's knowledge of soil preparation, balance of sun and water, responsible weed and pest control, and wildcraft harvesting ensure that stringent standards are met, both on our own farms as well as with our carefully monitored partner farms. We continue to conduct research and remain dedicated to growing the highest quality aromatic plants. One of the most awesome things about Young Living is that you can actually go and visit the farms that the oils are um, being grown on, and you can actually see this process happening. I get to go and do that in June, and I'm so excited. But Young Living prepares the soil for planting for 5 years before planting crops for the first time. 5 years. Now, can you guess to have the USDA certification for being organic? Can you guess how many years? 3. Um, they only require 3 years of organic growth before a crop can be eligible for organic certification, and it does not prescribe any particular method to prepare that soil. That kind of says a lot to me. It can be done however. There's no specific set of rules for that. You just have to prepare the soil for 3 years. Plants are fed on a Young Living owned or partner farm with worm castings from worm composting, composted organic plant materials, and spring or aquifer water, never municipal water supplies. Organic certification only applies to what may not be used, not what must be used. Did you hear that? Organic certification only applies to what may not be used, not what must be used. It's kind of like I'm going to tell you the can'ts, but you're pretty much free other than that. And, parents especially, how many times have you made rules? And then you find out later, oh, you missed a lot of rules. And so you keep adding rules to the list for the household, right? Same thing with teachers. It doesn't tell them what must be used. There's no guidelines there. Weeds are controlled with manual weeding and some applications of essential oils. This is in the Young Living farms. As funny as it may seem, Young Living only allows, I love this, they only allow employees who love their jobs to work with the oils during growth and distillation. No cursing or bad language is allowed around the plants. That may not matter to some people, but that's the lengths that they go to make sure that the plants are cultivated in the best environment possible. And, I grew up in a very conservative home. And so for me, this is a big deal. Like, it's like my oils grew up in a really conservative home. I love that. These standards all apply on Young Living owned farms, partner farms, and exclusive growers. Partners and exclusive growers are visited frequently and monitored for strict adherence to the Young Living standards. So, in other words, the standards are always the same, no matter what part of Young Living procedures or sources of the oils. The distillation process. Combining ancient and modern techniques, Young Living's low-pressure steam distillation process ensures that the beneficial plant compounds in each batch of essential oil remain uncompromised. This step is completed at just the right time to ensure all beneficial constituents are present to maximize the quality of the oil. Additionally, we use tree resin hydrodistillation for select oils and cold pressing techniques for most of our citrus essential oils. So lemon, grapefruit, all of those cold pressed. So steam distillation and direct pressing are the methods of extraction for the majority of essential oils. Each oil is distilled for a unique length of time in order to extract all the vital botanical components. So what that says to me is they're not taking the easy way out. They didn't find out that it takes this long for this oil and just assume it's the same for all. Each oil is distilled for a unique length of time. In some cases, some oils must be in the distilling chamber for a minimum of 12 hours for all components to transfer from the plant material to the distilled oil. That's why they say every drop of oil that you're getting is best of the best. It truly is. Companies can theoretically market an oil as organic and could still distill it for less time than necessary to produce a complete oil. This could produce an oil that smells similar but has less critical components. Young Living performs tests on the oils while they're distilling and post-distillation to make sure that the oil was distilled properly. If the oil composition is substandard, then they dispose of it. You are not getting something that is not 100% pure in that bottle. They don't sell it, and they certainly don't broker it for resale to another company. So that takes us into the testing part, which is step number 4. Young Living never accepts diluted, cut, or adulterated essential oils. To guarantee consistent quality, our essential oils are tested in our own internal labs as well as in third-party facilities to ensure that they meet demanding specifications, exceed international standards, and contain the optimal levels of natural bioactive molecules. I've seen pictures of the labs. They're legitimate labs. And so this is like huge how much testing that these oils go through. And then following distillation, Young Living tests each batch at their state-of-the-art essential oil laboratory in Spanish Fork, Utah. Excuse me. Additional tests are run by third-party labs to make sure that all oils are both completely pure and contain the necessary active therapeutic components. Most other companies who test oils rely primarily on GCMS testing, which may detect component levels, but it can't actually tell if those components are botanical or synthetic in origin. This leaves the end user with the possibility that some components may have been added after the fact and not be a true product of distillation. Young Living performs a wide range of tests to both detect the origin of oil compounds and even the most subtle manipulation. The battery of tests run by Young Living exceeds the baseline testing levels required to earn organic certification. Young Living meets or exceeds the essential oil standards of quality as established by the regulatory agencies. The USDA is not an essential oil regulatory agency, and the organic label only governs growing conditions, not oil composition. Young Living's laboratory equipment was actually calibrated to test to AFNOR standards. So, we complete our seed to seal process by carefully sealing and inspecting each bottle of essential oil at our 107,000 square foot state-of-the-art clean room facility and then shipping to members worldwide. Individual bottle labels are encoded with detailed tracking information that allows Young Living to trace each bottle of essential oil back to its source. So this is huge. Basically, you can ask questions about the USDA and the process of what makes something organic. You can ask questions about other essential oil companies' process for how they distill their oils. What Young Living does here with the seed to seal process is answers those questions. They want to leave you in complete full knowledge. That's one thing I love about Young Living is there's not a catch. There's not some secret that we don't know about. They truly have outlined completely what they're doing. They've invited us to their farms. And so if you're wondering if you have all the answers, go find out. Do some research. It's all over the place. And you can find that you can put your trust in Young Living and in the oils that they are providing you with. The owners of Young Living are, I believe, to be God-fearing people. And they believe that God put these oils on earth for us. So the question is, why would God-fearing people why would they use God-made plants to do wrong? And I just don't believe that they do. And I can prove that with the seed to seal process. And I'm so thankful that I can. And so I hope that you learned a lot about Young Living and about their processing and about what makes these bottles of oil so very special. And I hope to see you in the next class.